Hi, Kerry Russell here from theblogmechanic.com. In today's WordPress tutorial, I'm going to show you how to fix the Add New Plugin menu not showing in WordPress. So basically, over the weekend, I received an email from a client who is unable to install or delete new plugins or even perform plugin updates. So I'm logged into my client's website now, and if I go to the plugins tab, you can see that the menu to install new WordPress plugins is not showing. If you're experiencing the same problem, then I'm going to show you how to fix that in this video. So this is a 3-step process, and I'm going to walk through the steps with you. We need to begin by troubleshooting the issue, and that basically involves, number 1, seeing if your WordPress theme is causing the problem. Number 2, seeing if plugins on your theme is causing the problem. And number 3, seeing if there's some kind of user role restriction or other kind of restriction on your WordPress website that is basically removing your rights as a user, or should I say your abilities as a user to install new plugins or delete plugins, perform updates, etc. Okay, so first things first, we'll go to the Appearance tab, go to Themes. We're just going to switch to a default WordPress theme to see if doing that fixes the problem. Now, before you proceed, I do recommend doing these troubleshooting steps on a staging site first, and then that way any changes you're making during the process are not going to be visible on your main WordPress website. So I'll just switch to the 2019 theme. I'll just click the Activate button, and then once that's activated, I'm going to refresh the page. Go back to the Plugins tab. Now I'm hovering over the Plugins tab, and we can see that the Add New Plugins menu is still missing from WordPress. So this basically tells us that the theme is not the problem. If, however, you have just switched your theme and you can now see the menu, you know that it's your theme, and you basically need to add a new theme to your WordPress website, okay? If it did not fix the problem, we need to move on to step 2. So just quickly reactivate your theme, and then we'll see if it's a plugin that's causing the problem. So you want to go to Plugins. Now my client has a few plugins activated on their website. So you just want to check all the active plugins on your WordPress blog. If all of your plugins are active, just check this box here at the top, like so. Okay, for my client, it's only a few plugins. So I've highlighted those plugins, or I've selected them, should I say, and then from the drop-down menu, I'm just going to deactivate them. Click the Apply button. Now, once all your plugins are deactivated, again, we're going to refresh the page. Go back to the Plugins tab. If you are still not seeing the Add New Plugins menu, then you know it's not a plugin that's conflicting with another plugin or WordPress, okay? So we need to move on to the next step in the process. If, however, disabling the plugins did fix the problem for you, you now need to activate them one by one. So we'll activate this top plugin. We'll refresh the page. Go to the Plugins tab, okay? If you can no longer see the menu again after activating this plugin, you know that plugin is causing the problem, okay? So you need to deactivate it, delete it, and install another plugin. That kind of serves the same purpose, okay? If that is not the problem plugin, you need to deactivate it. And basically just repeat the process. So you go to the next plugin, activate that plugin, refresh your page, go to the Plugins tab. If you can't see the menu again, you know that's the plugin. If you can still see the menu, you know that's not the plugin. Okay, so you just kind of go through that process until you find the culprit. Now, if you've switched themes and it's not fixed the problem, if you have troubleshooted the plugins and it's none of the plugins on your website that are causing the problem, if somebody else has set up your WordPress website for you, then it's possible that for whatever reason, they have restricted what you can and cannot do with your WordPress blog. So first of all, go to users and go to all users. And I want you to check that your role is administrator, okay? If it's anything less than administrator, you want to open this drop-down menu where it says change role to, and you want to give yourself administrator rights. And that should fix the problem for you. If you're already an administrator and you still can't see the install new plugins menu, which is the case of my client here that I'm troubleshooting this problem for now, then it's also likely that if somebody else set up your WordPress website for you, they have added some commands to the WordPress config file that is basically stopping you from performing certain actions on your website, such as installing and deleting new plugins, updating new plugins, and also accessing the update page, okay? So in that case, we need to go to cPanel. So this is my client's cPanel area, and we just need to make some edits, okay? So yes, this is my client's cPanel area. She's using Bluehost. You can access this file via FTP if you like, using a software like FileZilla. Personally, I think it's much easier to do via cPanel. Now, if you're using another web host, so someone different than Bluehost, you know, the layout may look different, but most cPanels work pretty much the same. So you want to go to cPanel, you want to make sure you go to public HTML. In Bluehost, that's in the left-hand navigation menu here. Then you want to navigate to the WordPress installation, okay? So for my clients, I'm going to go to this folder and this folder, okay? Once you're inside the root of your WordPress install, you want to go to a file called WordPress config.php. So I've highlighted the WordPress config.php file, and then you want to look for a tab that allows you to edit the page. With Bluehost, it's the code editor. So I'll click edit. It's going to open up in a new window. Scroll this down so we can see the content. Now, if I scroll right to the bottom of the WordPress config file, we can see two commands have been added to the file. One is disallow file edit, and it's set to true, which is basically stopping my client from going to the page where she can make updates, okay? So she cannot make any updates, which is a really bad thing, by the way. You always want to be able to update your own plugins and themes. Underneath there, we have disallow file mods. This is basically the command that is removing the add new plugins menu, okay? And you can see they're both set to true. So if this has happened to you, if somebody else has set up your WordPress website and it's not the theme and it's not the plugins and you have administrator user role access for your, your login account in your WordPress website, it's likely that this is going to be the problem. So you need to go to WordPress config PHP, look for these two lines of code, and if you find them, you want to change disallow file mod to false, and then save your changes. And we'll do them one by one because I want to show you how it, what difference it makes in the WordPress admin area. So we've set disallow file mods to false. Now we'll go back to the WordPress admin area, and then I'm just going to refresh the page, And now, did you see next to plugins, there's a bubble now with number 4 in it, and that basically means there's 4 plugin updates available. But also, as I hover over that tab, we now have the sub menu. However, notice that there's only 2 options on the sub menu. So there's an option missing, basically the plugin file editor option, and we're going to turn that on in just a moment. But something else I want to bring to your attention, now that I have turned that from true to false, if I go to the dashboard tab, we've now got a menu appearing. And if I click updates, my client can now access the core update page. Okay? So I'll go back to the WordPress config file, and from here, I'm going to turn disallow file edit from true to false, and then click save. Go back to the WordPress admin area, refresh this page, and now if I go to plugins, we can see the plugin editor tab is now visible on the menu. Okay, so I do hope that helped. That is how you can troubleshoot and fix the add new plugin menu not showing inside WordPress. If after following this video you've still not been able to fix the problem, then I'd love to help. If you're watching this video on YouTube, do leave your comments below and be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. If, however, you are watching this video on my blog, then do leave a comment to my blog post, and I'll be happy to take a look and try and find another reason why this could be happening. Okay, so that's it from me. This is Kerry Russell from theblogmechanic.com. Speak to you soon. Bye for now.